There is only one plot. Things are not what they seem. There are things that have to be forgotten. If you want to go on living, you've got forever, and somehow you can't do much with it. You've got forever, and it's a mile wide and an inch deep and full of alligators. It doesn't matter what answers you get if you ask the wrong questions. A weed is a plant out of place. Let me repeat that. A weed is a plant out of place. I find a hollyhock in my cornfield, and it's a weed. I find it in my yard, and it's a flower. I'd forgotten about it, and now I forgot it again. There are things that have to be forgotten. If you want to go on living, a weed is a plant out of place. Then he laughed and she laughed, and, quivering with the movement of the train, the dead man seemed to laugh too. There are 32 ways to write a story, and I've used every one. But there's only one plot. Things are not as they seem. It was like being asleep when you were awake, and awake when you were asleep. I'd pinch myself, figuratively speaking. I had to keep pinching myself. Then I'd wake up kind of in reverse. I'd go back to the nightmare I had to live in, and everything would be clear and reasonable. But even the innocent blow of a child can be painful. Possibly more so than that of an adult, since its victim cannot bring himself to strike back. His only recourse, when the pain becomes unbearable, is to put himself beyond the child's reach. I ain't saying you're a liar, because that wouldn't be polite. But I'll tell you this, ma'am, if I loved liars, I'd hug you to death. The world was a shit pot with a barbed wire handle, and the further he could kick it, the better he liked it. Friends can help each other. A true friend is someone who lets you have total freedom to be yourself, and especially to feel. Or not feel. Whatever you happen to be feeling at the moment is fine with them. That's what real love amounts to, letting a person be what he really is. You go into the office and take a book or two from the shelves. You read a few lines like your life depended on reading them right. But you know your life doesn't depend on anything. That makes sense. And you wonder where in the hell you got the idea it did, and you began to get sore. I told her the world was full of nice people. I'd have hated to try to prove it to her, but I said it anyway. You don't need proof, know what I mean, not from what I've seen of the law in operation. All you need is a tip that a guy is guilty. From then on, unless he's a big shot, it's just a matter of making him admit it. What smells good in the store may stink in the stew pot. The phone rang softly in actuality, yet it seemed loud and ominous, as phones do at night in dark hotel rooms. Maybe it don't seem to make sense for a fella to be doing things for a reason that he don't know about. But I reckon I've been doing it most of my life. If we all had what we wanted to eat, we'd have inflation in the toilet paper industry. I rode a streetcar to the edge of the city limits. Then I started to walk, swinging the old thumb whenever I saw a car coming.